Okay, good morning, dear students. Greetings of the day. As you know that, okay, yesterday we have completed our 2 marks question, but in this revision video, you will get all the questions, with answer, with proper answer. Okay, so through this, you can get the perfect idea of 2 marks question that you are going to write down in your upcoming examinations. So without wasting our time, okay, first we are going to discuss from chapter number 1 how Harshvardhana became a king. Okay, you know that Harshvardhana was born in 606 AD. His father Prabhakar Vardhana was the king of Thaneshwar. When his father died, the elder brother of Harshvardhana, who was the elder brother of Harshvardhana? Yes, and you know that Rajyavardhana. Rajyavardhana came to the throne. The two brothers had a sister called Rajyashri. Okay, and Devgupta, the king of Malwa, killed Rajyashri's husband and imprisoned her. So to take revenge, okay, to take revenge, Rajyavardhana attacked Malwa. But meanwhile, the Shashank, the king of Gauda region, murdered Rajyavardhana using dishonest meaning. So hence there was no one to beseech the throne of Thaneshwar. So at that time, so on the advice of the leaders of the state, Harshvardhana became the king of Thaneshwara. Second question. Okay, second question that we are going to discuss now is, which state did the Harshvardhana rule over? Very easy to answer. Okay, just see that which state. So first of all, Thaneshwar. Okay, then but later he also established his rule over Kanauj, Malwa, Kamrup, Gauda, Saurashtra, etc. Thus the major regions of the North India were under the rule of King Harshvardhana. Okay, next question. Very easy question from the same chapter. Okay, so what happened to Kanauj after the death of Harshvardhana? From chapter number 4. Okay, so after the death of Harshvardhana, Yashovarma became the king of Kanauj, became the ruler of Kanauj. Yes, 1 marks, very easy question. You can see that here. He was an equally powerful ruler. After him, Pratihara dynasty. Pratihara dynasty established a rule in Kanauj. The Pratihara dynasty protected India against Arab invasion. The most powerful king of the Pratihara dynasty. He ruled over Kanauj for a long time. Okay, and Mihir Bhoj fought many battles with the Rashtrakuta. Next question. Next question. Explain what feudalism is. Okay, very easy question. In the olden times, we have discussed that in chapter number 4. Okay, the king divided the vast empire into 3 different states. The person who collected the revenue of particular state was called feudal lord. 1 marks question. And also he is also called the landlord. Okay, so out of the total collected revenue, the feudal lord gave some portion to the kings, and kept the remaining with him. So he used this remaining revenue to maintain the army. So whenever the king needed help, the feudal lord sent his army. As time passed, feudal lord made stronger armies. Okay, so how? So this is the basic meaning of feudalism. Next question. Very easy. What are latitudes and longitudes? Okay, that we have already discussed more than 100 times during these live classes. but once again I am going to explain it, and this is the definition. Okay, the horizontal and the vertical various parts to the lines. So there are not drawn on the, but these they are imaginary lines which help us study the earth and its geography better. So such horizontal line drawn on the globe are called latitudes, and while the vertical lines. So you have to remember these two lines. First one is horizontal and second one is vertical lines on the globe are called longitudes and latitudes. Next question. Same way, what are hemisphere? Explain. Okay. So once again, the 0 degree latitude called the equator. Okay, passes through horizontally from the center of the earth, right from the west direction, from the west to the east. Thus the equator divides the earth into two halves. These halves are known as hemisphere. Okay, the part of the earth above the 0 latitude equator in the north is called northern hemisphere, while the part of the earth below the equator in the south is called the southern hemisphere. Very easy. Okay, just see that. Next question. When did Rajyavardhana come to the throne? Very easy answer, my dear students. So when the father of Rajyavardhana died, Prabhakar Vardhana died. Okay, okay, at that time Rajyavardhana came to the throne of Thaneshwara. Next question. What did Harshvardhana build for his people? So Harshvardhana built for his people lots of rest houses, inns, stepwells, lakes, mathas, viharas and also chaityas. Okay, so you have to write down. Next question. Which amenities were provided free of cost in the Nalanda? In the Nalanda built by the King Harshvardhana. So education, lodging and boarding. The next question. Give a brief introduction of Rani Ki Vav. Okay. So Rani Ki Vav is a 7-storied step well. First you have to focus is the 7-storied step well. Okay, 7-storied step well in Gujarat. So it was constructed by Rani Udaymati, the wife of King Bhimdev II. And it is an unparalleled example of stone architecture in Gujarat as well as in India. Okay. Next question. When did feudalism come into existence? In our earlier question, we have already decided about the what is feudalism in. But when feudalism came into existence, when did they came? Okay, so your answer is when landlords or the feudal lords became more powerful than the kings. Next question. What is Greenwich line? What is Greenwich line? The 0 degree longitude which divides the earth into two halves, namely eastern and western hemisphere, is called Greenwich line. Next question. What type of ornaments did the people wear during the rule of Harshvardhana? So during the rule of Harshvardhana, people wear garlands, rings, bangles, bracelets, necklaces, etc. Next question. What was the main occupation of the people in the reign of Harshvardhana? And very simple answer, my dear students, farming and animal husbandry. Next question. What has Hyun Sang described in his diary? Okay, so we have known that he was the Chinese traveler who visited and almost spent more than 15 years and in India. So he visited lots of places and spent time with the different people all around in India. So what did he mention in his diary? So So in his diary, dear students, he mentioned that there were 100 Buddhist mathas in the state of King Harshvardhana. The people, okay, the society people, how the reign of King Harshvardhana lived a simple and pious life. Pious means religious life. They had high moral standards, okay, and as well as they had high moral standards. They believed in truth and justice. They believed in truth and justice. The people considered cheating and breaching as a sin. Yes. Okay. Next question. Name a few countries ahead of time in comparison of India from chapter number 5. So, Bangladesh, New Zealand, Singapore, Japan, Australia, China, etc. Next question. When does the date or day changes? Okay. When a person crosses 180-degree longitude or the international date line. Once again, please do remember latitude or the international date line at that time day or day will be changed. Okay. Next question. Which period is known as early medieval era? Which new dynasties arose in that age? So the period between, so first of all, my dear students, you have to write down the definition of which period is known as early medieval era. So the period between 8th century to 12th century is known as early medieval era. The rule of the early medieval era can be divided into two parts. First one is North India, second one is South India. The chief dynasties that rose in North India were, in North India we are discussing right now, Gurjar, Pratihara, Pala, Chalukya, Parmar, Chauhan, then Sen, Solanki. Okay, so these dynasties that were rose in the North India. The chief dynasties that rose in South India were Pallava, Rashtrakuta, Kalyani Chalukya, Chera, Pandya, Chola, Chedi and Gohil. Okay, dear students, so I hope you are getting. First, you have to identify which period is known as early medieval era or the period or the time. So, and afterwards, point by point, you have to write down the chief dynasties that were rose in North India and the chief dynasties that were rose in the South India. So step by step you have to write down Gurjar, Pratihara, Pala, Chalukya, Parmar, Chauhan, Sen, Solanki. So these were the dynasties that were rose in North India, and the same way in the South India. The chief dynasties that rose in South India were Pallava, Rashtrakuta, Kalyani, Chalukya, Chera, Pandya, Chola, Chedi and Gohil. Very most important, dear students, this question. So you have to keep in your mind. Okay, the next question is, give a brief idea of Solanki kings. Very easy to give the answer. Okay, so Solanki dynasties ruled over Anhilwad Patan. The main rulers, it is situated in Gujarat, my dear student. The main rulers of this dynasty is Mulraj Solanki, Kumarpad and Siddharaj Jaisingh. First one is Mulraj Solanki, second one is Kumarpad and the third one is Siddharaj Jaisingh. Next question. Write note on rulers of Pala and Sen dynasty. Okay, so The kings of Pala and Sen dynasty ruled over in Bihar and Bengal. Bihar and Bengal. The rulers of Pala dynasty added the suffix, means before any word, suffix, okay, Pala behind their names, okay. So hence they are named as Pala kings. For example, Mahendra Pala. So after the name of any ruler of this dynasty, they add suffix Pala after their name. And the example that I have given you, Mahendra Pala. Okay, next question. Very easy, my dear students. Okay. Write a short note on Pallava dynasty. Pallava dynasty, my dear students, that were ruled over some states of South India. Okay, Pallava kings were lovers of art. They were the lovers of art. Okay, architecture and literature. Architecture and literature. Many architectural monuments were constructed during the Pallava reign. The Kailasnath temple of Kanchi, world famous. Okay, Kailasnath temple of Kanchi is the best example of the King Narshivarman, okay, of this period. The King Narshivarman was the strongest. My dear students, 1 mark question, very important. Okay, who was the strongest ruler of the Pallava dynasty? So your answer should be King Narshivarman was the strongest ruler of the Pallava dynasty. So I hope, dear students, we have been discussing. These are the main 20 questions. From this 20 question, from chapter number 1, 4, okay, some kind of question from chapter number 5, okay, some kind of question. This kind of question would be there in your SS examination, so you have to prepare well. So now if you have any question, okay, regarding to this, okay, that we have discussed about the King Harshvardhana, about the rulers, okay, these are the main question. Okay, just see that once again, about the hemisphere, about the Raja, how did Rajyavardhana came to the throne, amenities, what did King Harshvardhana build for his people, introduction about the Rani Ki Vav, okay, Greenwich line, international date line, okay, Hyun Sang, few countries date or day change, how, which period is known as early medieval era, about the Solanki kings, Pala and Sen dynasty, Pallava dynasty. So you have to do it. Okay. So this is for your revision lecture. Now, dear students, if you have any question, any doubt, any queries regarding to this question, you can ask me anytime. If possible, I will try my best to solve your any kind of doubt, queries and difficulty. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Looking forward to meet you soon on live classes. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.